Hello, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Stephen Seawalk. I am in Colorado, and I am going to be launching multiple playlists on this channel. First, I have my affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is to help you be your own boss. A lot of it is marketing software. Marketing software, by using it, you can get clients, you can generate revenue, and you can become a marketer, or you could become an affiliate marketer also. So I'm going to be showing you in that channel the best products, why I believe they're the best products, and of course why you should buy from me. I'm also going to be showing you how to become an affiliate yourself. You may very well want to undertake the challenge too and grow yourself a business. Not only marketing for businesses and startups and restaurants and HVAC companies and plumbers and all the small businesses out there, including dentists and doctors and chiropractors, but you might want to become an affiliate marketer and help others also get involved. I'm also going to be opening up my business valuation, business brokerage, and franchise consultant playlists. You see, I have a doctorate in engineering and business. I also have a law degree with an M.B.A. and an LL.M in tax. So I've been around the block a few times and I know a thing or two. I'm in the process of being certified as a valuation analyst, and I'm in the process of also being certified in terms of looking at fraud. So what I'm going to do with those playlists, and the reason I'm going to post this on all of the playlists, is because I'm going to come in and I'm going to show you, for example, different franchises. I'm going to show you how they rate, their pluses, their minuses, and why you should or should not invest in them. As a franchise consultant, my goal is to help you find a business that you yourself fit into. You see, all of us have different characters, different personalities, different perspectives of how we like to approach things. Some of us are easily coachable, others not so much. Some of us love working for others and love taking directions. Some of us like to go off on our own and have our own direction. So depending on your character, your personality, your adventure, your willingness to take risk, a different franchise will fit better for you. So on a weekly basis, I'm going to evaluate 1, 2, 3 franchises and post them on a video so that you can yourself evaluate what I have presented. I'm going to show you insider information, what a franchise consultant does, and how, for example, I would help you to find a franchise. What makes me different from all the other franchise consultants is the fact that 25% of the monies that I make, if you do buy a franchise, I give that back to you, which is very unique. No one else does that. In terms of business brokerage and businesses for sale, about half the states in the U.S. require business brokers to have a real estate license. Now, it's debatable whether a real estate license is needed, but half the states require it. But what I find fascinating is that in real estate, you have a buyer's broker and a seller's broker. Rarely does a broker manage both. Typically, you have a listing agent, and then you'll have a bunch of other brokers that you work with who help you then negotiate the price of that real estate purchase. Most businesses sell for a lot more than most real estate. Although, granted, the last 2 years, real estate has been pretty crazy. But do you have a buyer's broker on your side when you're buying a business? You should. Is the seller broker willing to split their commission? They should be, especially if they're in a state that requires a real estate license, because under a real estate license, you are required to split your commission if another broker comes along. You cannot hog a sale. After all, the goal of finding and working with a business broker is that as a seller, you want someone who's willing to negotiate and willing to work with any broker. As a buyer, you want to be protected. So I am going to be looking at a bunch of businesses for sale. I'm just going to take them off of the list of businesses for sale and the information that is being presented and highlight some of the greats, the pluses, and some of the negatives, the cons. Again, I do not profess that I know that business in detail, and it's just a methodology of looking at it. I do know a few business examples that I do plan to provide in order for you to be on the lookout as a buyer, and of course, as a seller, what you should be aware of, how you protect yourself as a seller, and how you protect yourself as a buyer. Finally, getting back to the business valuation, as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm in the process of getting my final certification. I have my doctorate in engineering and business. I have a law degree, LL.M in tax, and M.B.A. I attended a few well-known universities like Columbia, Stanford, University of Denver, University of Colorado, Brigham Young, and even Western Governors. I also have a degree from London Business School. So I'm going to be going through what a valuation specialist does, how we evaluate a business, and in fact how that differs or how it's similar to what a real estate appraiser does. You see, a real estate appraiser values a business real estate or a residential real estate. They value it based on comparables. They value it based on any added features it might have or features it may not have. So, for example, a home might have a 3-car garage and the comparables only have a 2-car garage. So they're going to say, well, let's take off a certain amount of dollars to compare them. Business valuation, to some extent, is very similar. We use business values from previous sales. It also based on risk. How much risk does it take? See, there is a reason that private equity firms, hedge funds, venture capital require returns of 30, 40, 50% a year because they're taking a large risk. The goal of VCs, venture capital, PEs, private equity, and hedge funds is to create a portfolio. Let's say you have 10 investments. You want to break even, maybe lose money on 7 of them. On 2 of them, you want to have great winners where they've produced a 5 to 10 times return. And on 1 of those 10, you want a 40 bagger or a business that has returned 40 times the return. And this is what helps, in general, not always, most private equity, hedge funds, and venture capital to see returns of 20, 30, 40% a year. You see, when you buy a big business, the reason that valuations are relatively high on Wall Street is because of the fact that a big business is more or less stable, more or less secure. You can plan on continuing development of products, continuing sales. They have momentum in the market. So if a business is selling for 20x their profits, meaning $5 billion in profits, it's worth now $100 billion, So their earnings are 5 billion. They're selling for 100 billion on the market in terms of market cap or valuation. That's a price earnings ratio of 20. But you don't see those price earnings valuations for smaller companies. And when you get to a really tiny company making, say, $1 million a year in revenues and 100, 200, 300,000 a year in profits, the valuations are going to be a lot smaller. You're maybe going to multiply that profit by 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 times. Again, having to do with perhaps concentration of clients, having to do with a limited market, having to do with more competition. As you can imagine, McDonald's, with 20,000 restaurants around the world, or maybe even more, has less competition or less concerns about competition than, say, the restaurant down the street. The restaurant down the street, they don't have other markets, they don't have other stores to make up volume if they lose volume. Does that make sense? So, follow me. I'm going to take you on a fascinating ride of how do you buy your own franchise or business, or how do you value a franchise or a business, or how do you get into building your own marketing agency or affiliate marketing. I hope it's an adventure. I hope as a former professor, I'm able to inspire you, give you great analysis, help you in terms of understanding the market, understanding opportunities, and what you can do. Finally, and not last and not least, I will be also talking about cryptocurrencies, NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and other interesting opportunities that have arisen in the last few years that I've gotten a lot of questions about. I've taught in my business school classes, and I hope to share that information with you as well. So you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening, and please join me as starting the week of the 15th of May, I'm going to be posting videos daily. Looking forward to sharing my knowledge with you. Bye-bye.